Hi, I'm Dale Kislick, and this video is all about chopping a hole through the ice using a ice chisel, in this case from Lure of the North, and putting it up against your standard hand ice auger, 6-inch with sharp blades, and we'll just put the two side by side and see how they work. So first of all, your standard ice auger, 6-inch. This one's old, but it's got new blades on it. These run anywhere from about, in Canadian dollars, about $60 to $120, depending on the make, depending on the size. And they're not too heavy. They're a little bit cumbersome as far as the size go and packing it around, especially if you're a winter trekker. And there's not much for moving parts other than blades. You can replace the blades. The blades will be replaced for anywhere from around $30 to $45, depending on the blades that you use. So yeah, people have been using these for years, and with great success. So the Lure of the North Ice Chisel, it costs around $95 to $150. You can expect to pay more if you ask them to send you out a handle as well. There are other manufacturers of ice chisels out there. You can find them online for various prices. I've seen them online as low as $45 with interesting looking heads, all metal, collapsible 2-piece, and you can pay up to $200 for a manufactured ice chisel. So let's talk quickly about why you need to chisel a hole or chop a hole through the ice. Well, if you're a winter camper like we are, and you're traveling through the backcountry, there's a few reasons. First of all, you might want to do some fishing and catch some fish to supplement your food supplies. But often a bigger reason, especially in winter camping mode, is to gather water. You can melt snow if you like. However, melting snow is time consuming. For example, if you have a group of 8 to 10 people out there, it takes a heavy time to melt enough snow to keep all the needs for water for that size of a group. Be it for washing dishes, be it for cooking your food, be it for just drinking and staying hydrated. So it takes a lot of effort, and it also takes a lot of fuel. And if you're just burning fuel in your stoves, it just takes effort to get a lot of snow melted and keep up with the demands of your group. So it's often easier if you have a source of water nearby to just chisel a hole through the ice and scoop out your water and eliminate the need to melt snow altogether. So the Lure of the North Ice Chisel, in this particular case I bought this one just the chisel head and had it nailed out without the handle. And in a few minutes we'll show you how I mounted the handle on that. So we'll just take a quick look at what it looks like there. Nice one-piece design. Comes with a good sheath. Okay, now as far as the handle, you could get a milled handle, I suppose. But in my case, I thought, well, I'm going to just go ahead and craft one out of the woods. So I found a pine. It was a seasoned pine. It's been dead for quite some time. And all the bark had worn off of it except for some of the rougher inner bark. And I chose to actually leave it rough up here just so you could get a little bit better grip. Rather than carving it smooth and stripping it smooth like it is down here, I just left it kind of rough up here, thinking that that would assist in keeping a little bit of grip to it. And so yeah, I've got one that's about 6 feet long. And that's it. So with me today is Scott Williams, one of our instructors for Nature Live, and we're going to have a race. I think he's going to win, but we'll talk about the pros and cons of each after we're done the hole. Alright, ready? Go for it. No fair, no fair. You're tired. Oh yeah. I'm only about halfway. Oh, it's hot. Okay, I gotta clean the hole. Alright, so just as we got through the last couple of hits, the battery in the camera died. I guess that's the hazards of batteries outside when it's cold. But we got through in any case. Now I'm just kind of trimming the edge of it. So we've got this nice tether that you put around your wrists so you don't lose it down into the water. With that heavy metal head on it, it would disappear. Alright. Alright, so there's no question that the ice auger with sharp blades, the hand ice auger, is a lot faster. So let's talk about the pros and cons really quickly. So the thing is with the ice auger, you're going to have to pack that whole thing on a toboggan, which, you know, isn't that big a deal. Sometimes you can buy these in takedown where they come apart, and you can stow it on your toboggan when you're walking out or in your sled or however you choose to go, whether it's on foot or by snowmobiles. You can still take that with you. Or you can choose to take just the chisel head, and when you get to where you're going, if you need to, you can find a pole and pull that out of the forest and just put the pole together. And in that case, all you'd have to do is carry just the chisel in your kit, which is a considerable savings in weight and size. And but then you also need the time to put a pole on it, which, if you're good with a knife, doesn't take that long. The other things are that with this you're limited to a 6-inch hole. So you can drill a 6-inch hole in about 30 seconds, no problem. But you'll have to bail water into a pot if you want to fill a big pot for a large group. You won't be able to just dunk a pot in there. And yeah, you're limited by the 6-inch size diameter. Whereas this, you can literally chip away as big a hole as you like. Even big enough for a polar bear swim if you wish to hop in and live on the wild side a little bit. So there you go. What would my preference be? My preference would probably be to take the ice chisel on a toboggan as a snow walker. For somebody who's on a snowmobile, pulling a sled behind, I think they'd probably rather go with this. A lot less energy to cut a hole. But like I say, when you're packing on a toboggan and walking out into the woods with everything on your toboggan, and weight and size of your load is an important consideration, then the ice chisel is likely the way to go. And you could also take this ice chisel and you could make this into a cut down too and put a sleeve on there and get a 2-piece handle too. The other thing is, if the ice chisel breaks when you're out on your trip, then you just need to get a new pole. As far as sharpening goes, fairly simple act to sharpen that with a file or that you can bring with you. Whereas this thing here, it would take a lot to break it, I suppose, but if it did break, then what do? You know, if it gets bent or damaged, then its overall performance might be affected. But you could also bring replaceable blades and be good to go. So there you go. This one, about 30 seconds. This one here, what do you think? Almost
3 minutes?
3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, depending on the size of the hole. I ended up with quite a bit bigger hole than the hand auger did. What are you fishing for today?
Nothing.
Nothing? You don't think there's any fish in this lake? You don't know? Right on.
It's already fairly exhausting.
You're already tired?